As dirty as cash is, you need cash. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel where we're all about leveling up, elevating, and living our absolute best lives. So today's video is another Moving to Africa series video, which I feel like will be super informative to many of you who are going back and forth between the diaspora and Uganda or just Africa in general. So for the last 2 years, I've been using like money apps that transfer money from my Canadian bank account straight to my Ugandan mobile money account, which has been super beneficial. So essentially, it usually sends within like less than 30 seconds, like instantly it's sent. The only time maybe 2 or 3 times where I had issues where it took like minutes, like 20 minutes or like 2 hours or something, but generally speaking they're very instant. So the apps I've always used were Sendwave, World's Remit. I think those are the only 2 that I've actually used personally, but I do know of others. I think Western Union has an app, but don't quote me on that. There's Remitly, and then there's another one I just found today which I'm gonna probably start using, and I'll get into that in a moment. For the last 2 years of me being here, I've been using Sendwave. It was super reliable up until like 2 months ago. Don't know what happened, don't know the wahala. Sent various emails. I haven't called them though, but I've sent many emails and it just hasn't been back on, but it was literally the most convenient. Don't really like World Remit that much. It's not that big of a deal. They only charge 99 cents to send money, but it's not that instant. I'm like, I don't want to wait 2 hours to get money. It's just weird. It's 2021. Like, get on it. But it's so odd because they're a parent company to Sendwave, so I didn't understand that. Anyway, point is, those are the apps that I've been using since being in Uganda specifically. I think I had done it in Ghana as well. No, I don't think so. I think Ghana I just used my card, like my ATM, regular TD Bank card. Another thing I wanted to mention about the apps, which I completely forgot, is that you need, like, okay, your bank saves your numbers so that you can do 2-step verification. I've had issues recently, and why I wanted to stop using all these apps is that my bank account to do the 2-step authentication was not saving my Ugandan number. So I'm like, if I'm traveling and I am not in Canada, how are you supposed to get verification? So at least an email would suffice. TD is amazing in a sense that if you're on the website and it needs 2-step authentication, it will actually ping you on your phone. So I think they are aware that people travel. However, when you're using the apps, their verification system through that, their back-end one doesn't allow you to, it gives you the option to notify your Ugandan number, your international number, but it actually doesn't ping. I don't know where there's a misstep in there. I think your IT needs to figure that out. So I've been stuck on many occasions not being able to send money for like 2 days. Because I have to wait for someone in Canada now to pick up their phone, because I've changed my numbers to my family, like my sisters or my mom. They need to now verify on their end at their convenience. So it has to be they have to be awake. So if I'm out for lunch, I'm screwed till dinner. Like, it's so annoying. And it's all bank. So yeah, because I have multiple bank accounts in Canada, none of them seem to work. So I think I've now taken a step away from using those apps. They're cool when you're vacationing and stuff, but it's actually very annoying. They're very annoying. Oh my god, they're very annoying. It was convenient before Sendwave decided to kick me off for no reason. So the next thing that I want to talk about was the difference between actually going to an ATM machine and using these apps. So the apps are great because it's quick, instant. However, they obviously have their rates and their fees, and so does the bank. What I will say is, if you have a mobile money account, it's very convenient to use those apps. If you don't, and say you're here for a short period of time and maybe for some odd reason you don't have mobile money, you can just use the ATM. So a few months ago I did like a little test to see how, like, am I saving, am I losing, like what's the difference? Because, you know, it's cool when you're here for like a month and you're doing quick withdrawals, but if you live here, you realize you're losing a lot of money transferring your money all the time. So I was taking out 1.3 M a while back, and I was like, let's see, which is 452 Canadian dollars. I was like, let's see what that translates in if I were to take it out of those apps like Sendwave, or if I was just to go to the bank. So I went to Standard Chartered, and they charge, personally them as a bank charges 20,000 shillings to withdraw. That's their fee. Then of course you have to consider your own bank in Canada their fee for using an international ATM. So I don't remember, I didn't jot down what the TD charged me for that, but I do know that in total, it would, for me to take out $452, it would have charged me $400. I would have had to take the total fees, everything, with that money taken out was $479.27. So that's about a $27 difference to take out $452. So that's the charge from the bank. So I guess that was Standard Chartered's fee, which was $20K, and then my Canadian bank, which clearly took a whole shitload of money. So consider that. Then Sendwave, it was $475.14, so you would take out 1.3 M. And that difference is about $4 different from Standard Chartered. However, you actually have to take that money out of mobile money. So MTN then charges $16K, which is $5. So it's $5.57. So it's about a dollar difference. It's $480.71 in total to take out 1.3 M with Sendwave. So with a Standard Chartered, it's for me to take out 1.3 M from like transferring it from Canada to from Canada to Uganda. My total was $479.27, and then with Sendwave, for me to have a 1.3 M, it was $480.71. So it's not much of a difference between through the apps and the bank. It's actually more expensive with the app, so I don't know why I'm doing the app. But anyway, I'll get into that in a moment. The next thing I wanted to mention is if you live here, it kind of makes more sense instead of constantly using your bank ATM card. We are a cash economy. It's not common where you can go and you can just swipe, swipe, swipe. When I went to like Europe, I don't even think I touched their money. Like I think I had withdrawn maybe like £100 or something, or euros, and then everything was just swiping. Everywhere had swipe, Apple Pay, Touch Pay. You don't even, like in COVID, that makes so much sense. But we're such a cash economy in Uganda that cash is king, you need cash. So essentially, it didn't make sense, I realized, for me to have an active Canadian account constantly swiping, because it irritated me, and I could tell like every time I went with my friends, it annoyed me having to be like, oh my god, can I send you money, because I was trying to like buy something and it wasn't working or whatever. So I downgraded my Canadian account. So I have a TD account. I made it like the bare minimum, where you actually, after like 12 transactions, they charge you or something. And what I do with that instead is just withdraw once for the month, and then anything that requires like monthly payments and subscriptions is on my credit card. Also, a little traveling hack for worldwide. It's actually cheaper with exchange rates and all for you to swipe using your Visa than it is for you to actually take out money, change to a different currency, and then start using that currency. So, like I said, ideally it would be great if you're gonna work like that, but majority of everywhere you go is cash, so it doesn't. But like if you ever travel to like Europe or North America or UK or whatever, don't bother. Take out petty cash for small things like transport, the train, or whatever it may be. But even those, usually there's an app and then you connect your card and you swipe everywhere. So much cheaper. Also, another thing I wanted to mention about credit cards too, never ever cancel your international credit card, especially if it has benefits, because you can get travel points and everything on that. That is why I prefer to live on my card, swipe, but then pay the balance at the end of the month, just because of the benefits. Travel points, just cash backs, all those fun little things that you don't get with an African bank, because we don't actually have credit cards apparently, we just have Visa debits. So never get rid of your credit card. Keep it if it has benefits, and just keep racking up those whatever. So what if you can use your card, your credit card, say you're in a hotel or something, you're going for lunch at a restaurant, swipe and use that, obviously pay your balance, you know, you guys are adults, don't worry about all that. I'm not going to lecture on all that, but if you can, just for the benefits. But if it's Uganda, you need cash. As dirty as cash is, you need cash. So finally, as of recently, I gave in and I got a bank account. I needed to get paid properly. If people needed an account number as opposed to just straight cash, because I was getting a lot more gigs and things going on here, yay. So I needed a proper bank account. So I went and did slight shopping, more so talking to friends, but obviously there are websites you guys can do all of this research on your own. I compared big banks because for me, who I travel and I like to go different places, I don't want to be constrained because I'm using a small bank and God forbid something happens, or I can't get a hold of them, or there's crazy fees to do cross-country banking. I didn't want that wahala. So I was considering ABSA, Standard Chartered, and Stanbic. So from all the feedback I got is that when it comes to dollar accounts, like USD accounts, Stanbic was the best. They had the cheapest rates and they're a big bank, so they're very professional with how they deal with things. I'm not saying small banks aren't professional, it's just, like I said, don't want weird wahala. I've dealt with small banks in Canada and like some of them don't even have 24-hour service, like customer service. Sometimes their cards don't work at certain machines. I didn't want that. I was like, please, no. Don't like a life of struggling, guys. We already know that. Anyways, and then when it came to just regular banking, that's not a dollar account, Standard Chartered charged fees and they wanted a bank minimum, and I was like, is this $19.99? Like, so weird. It's not that I care, it's just I work in 2 different currencies and I have stuff in dollars, I have stuff in Canadian dollars, some things in USD, some things like I didn't want. This bank account was not for money to sit, it's just more so that I can do my transactions and move. So for them, I don't even remember, I just saw that it just looked like a headache, so like, no. And Stanbic seemed simple, and then my friends at the time who I was talking to just made it sound so easy. So I ended up with Stanbic, not promoting or putting down any other banks. This is my first bank account, we'll see what happens. In Canada, from when I first opened a bank account when I was, I don't know, 11, 10 or something, I've gone through every bank there, so I'm sure I'll go through every bank and update this video in like a couple of years and let you guys know which is best to bank with in Uganda, but I can't actually tell you who's best to bank with. I can just tell you depending on your needs. There are different banks. I would just say go with someone that's more international because it's just easier to deal with. Like if I'm in Kenya, I don't want to struggle. If I'm in Ghana, I don't want to struggle. If I'm in Asia, I don't want to struggle, you know? Also, like I said, I know cash is king in Africa, but I don't travel with cash. Even going to Ghana, it was like, I have cedis sitting in my safe, like, for what? Like, I'll go back, but it was just very annoying. So I was like, oh, if I had a bank that was, an African bank that also was there, it probably would have been easier to deal with. It's kind of like TD in the US and TD in Canada. They don't do the same, they're actually 2 completely different entities. But when it comes to using my card, it's easy. Anyway, that is everything I wanted to mention about banking and apps and using your USD or Canadian or whatever pounds to UGX and vice versa. These apps do work across the board, so keep that in mind in different countries. Not every country, but major countries where people are sending money back to Africa. So yeah, hope this was helpful. If you have any questions, I don't know if there's anything I did touch on, but if you do have any questions, please leave them in the description box below. Other than that, thank you guys so much for watching. Please remember to subscribe, hit the bell notification button, and I will check you guys in my next video. Bye guys!